Okay, well then, here we go. So last time where we kicked off was you all were venturing from Waterdeep. You received a bastion, kind of as a boon from Leosin and Onthar, kind of a way to say, hey, thank you for helping. This will be your base of operations, or at least a way to get some resources that they can funnel to you guys. They gave you a cool little bag that you just basically every now and then you put your hand in and you pull out an item that they send to you, to each of you, assuming it's the bastion is up and running and there are no problems. With that, you departed Waterdeep and followed along the trail with the caravan that was heading out. You guys traveled for about 3 days without any problems. You guys arrived at a way station, which was called, oh my gosh, let me find the name of it. The Carnith Roadhouse is where you guys had stopped. While you were there, one of the cultists that blamed Taltek for his brother's death, although Taltek was not responsible in any way for it whatsoever, culminated in a fight to the death, which had been kind of building over the past 3 days. It was a short fight, needless to say. Taltek butchered the man, and the matter was kind of dropped after that. Everyone just left it as a grudge and nothing else. But while you were there at the Roadhouse, you did notice that the leader or the person in charge of the Roadhouse, a guy by the name of Bog Luck, of all names, was taking the cultist items and locking them away into a separate storage room for unknown reasons. Taltek convinced him to let him search around and find some items. He stole a poor gnome's heirlooms, was going to be his items to his new bride, to win her hand, to buy her hand, I should say. And Taltek stole them anyways and was like, all right, whatever. That poor gnome will probably not be getting married to the love of his life now. Womp womp. Well, that night, you guys were looking around through the warehouse. You found some lizard folk that were actually taking the cultists' items, the items they left behind, through a tunnel that led out into the swamp. You followed the trail out to the swamp and found that there was a path that leads deeper in, and apparently the lizard folk are bringing the contraband somewhere. And that is where we left off last time. So it's roughly getting to be about evening time for you. You guys are trucking along through the muck of the mire. And I want to have somebody, doesn't matter who, I believe Scar did it last time, but it can be anyone. Go ahead and roll a survival check for me here.
Sure, I'll roll a survival check. Ooh, 20.
20. Good roll for the start. All right. So you guys travel a couple more hours. It does start to get dark. Is evening starting to happen? The sun is setting, and Viston, you notice as you're following this trail that you can see off in the distance there appears to be a set of the bog that rises slightly up. It kind of goes uphill a little bit, and there's an encampment up above. I'll read the description. It isn't much of a camp. It's just a clearing that's slightly drier than the muck you've been wading through. But there are 4 wicker lean-tos and a stone platform. You can see that as you guys can see, it's about maybe half a mile away, roughly. It's up off the ground, so you guys can see it. That there, the 3 dugout canoes are also drawn up nearby. There's the whole area is probably a few dozen yards wide, but it's on dry land. And I will send you a picture, or not a picture, the map. I'll put you guys on the map. There you go. There you go. The map is active.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So if anybody needs the link to the map, let me know.
I'm glad I just have the map bookmarked.
I need the map, please.
Sure. There you go. Caden, I just have to point out that your D&D Beyond name is pretty on point. I don't know if you can ever create a character other than a paladin, though. Just saying.
I mean, I've been thinking of doing a very greedy rogue at one point.
You certainly could make whatever kind of character you want.
Oh, really?
You can make any character you want. How they deal with the world and how the world deals with them is a totally different story.
I would like to roll a lich.
Okay, I have a story beat for a lich. If only because Scott in Silage, he constantly tells me he wants to play as a lich, so I came up with a story beat for him. Sorry, you would start at level 1 with no memory, but you are a wizard, and you cannot multi-class. Sorry.
Oh.
The only benefit is you're undead, but you don't know that.
So you would take extra damage if I were to come up and swing on you.
Yeah.
Don't miss.
Yeah.
Divines might be like, oh, I see. Take this extra damage.
Sorry, Scar, you were saying something?
So you're undead, that means you like brains, or is that what?
No,
about?
In that case, no. For the lich stuff, you wouldn't want brains or anything. You just it would be a role play thing of like you think you're alive, but you're really not.
That would be funny.
Mm-hmm. I still play into Taltech, still wanting to get heads. So like,
it would. Yes, but Taltech, sorry, would. I would basically control your entire backstory too, so you would have no backstory. I mean, I guess to rephrase that, you could give me a general idea for a backstory, but I would control most of it. Because as you leveled, you'd get your memories back slowly.
So you just be making shit up.
That actually could be fun.
Yeah.
It could be a lot of fun.
Wait, so I can multi-class my wizard?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you can multi-class if you want. You don't have to. You don't have to be a wizard or a
barbarian wizard.
Yeah.
Can I multi-class a wizard and cleric?
Yeah, if you wanted.
Really?
Yep. Huh. There are some requirements in D&D, like you have to meet the like the base stat requirement. So I think for a cleric it's wisdom, if I remember right. So you'd have to have a minimum of a 12, I think. It's either 12 or 14.
15.
Yeah. As long as you meet the minimum, you can take it.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, if you're ever interested in seeing like an anime or a movie character or like just a book character, like it's popular, you can totally find videos out there. There are people that make YouTube videos about builds using D&D and how to make those characters in D&D.
Well, I just got to level 5 cleric on my other campaign. I got Spirit Guardians, which is awesome.
It is amazing.
My Spirit Guardians are two tabby cats named Percy and Fanny.
I love it.
That's
awesome. Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to, you could multi-class. Yeah, totally an option.
Okay.
Okay.
I am half tempted to multi-class, but I don't know what class I would want to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of options. I mean, you can really do anything you want. Up to you. The catch is just as a heads up, if you multi-class, you are restricting yourself from getting to certain class features or abilities just because you can, let's say you take 5 levels of cleric, you can only get to level 15 as a wizard then. So if there's some like level 17 or 18 or 19 cool thing that's like, that's a wizard only thing, you wouldn't be able to get to it because you've essentially replaced those levels with wizard or with cleric spells, with cleric levels.
Okay.
Yeah, 5th edition doesn't let you to multi-class to 20 in each class. They don't
allow it. Broken.
Well, they don't let you do it because it was fucking broken.
Yeah.
That's why you scale up, right? So...
Well, I mean, in 3rd edition, there were some NPCs that you could meet because anything past 20 was considered like hero levels essentially, or legend levels or something like that. But you could meet classes and characters that were like, oh, I'm like level 17 ranger, like level 15 cleric, and level 12 fighter. Like, you're like, wait, what? Huh?
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, you get crazy stuff. Just a little too much chaotic, too much math, too much figuring out what's what. It's just not worth it. There are better ways to do it. But anyways, you guys are on the map. You see the fort. I will ping it. It's in the center, kind of.
Ish.
It's this one, right here.
Mhm.
So you see that in the distance.
What?
Hmm.
Is it-
Okay. Wait, is this morning?
Clear?
It is evening right now, so
Oh,
the sun
evening.
is setting.
Is it foggy?
No.
Okay, so you can clearly see everything as far as you can see.
Yes. There's no fog of war in this part for it. No.
I think we should approach this camp very cautiously.
So don't
be
just
on
run
the
in
go.
screaming.
No.
I mean, because that was my go-to plan.
Well, we don't know if this camp could have potential friendly people or enemies, so it might be good of us to just
I mean, if you
be
just
cautious.
keep swinging, they're all enemies.
I mean, yes and no, but there could be people in the camp who could be very helpful to us.
Okay, so where is this map scaled properly? Are we roughly the 140 odd feet that it's calling for here?
It'd be roughly the 140 feet. It's not going to be 100% accurate since there was no grid when I got the map, but
Right.
it's close enough.
Oh.
I tried to
Outrageous.
scale your characters to what they would be to the buildings.
I just did the measurement ruler and it's 140 feet.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I asked.
Yeah, so we'll assume that the for context at the moment, the ruler or whatever it gives us is going to be accurate.
Okay,
I
So-
demand accuracy. That one.
right.
I'm sorry. Let me just scrap this
Got
whole
it.
adventure, go back to accuracy, and we'll just start all over.
Uh,
I want to go about. I'm gonna move up to about right here. See if I can get a better look as to what's going on.
Okay. Are you trying to be stealthy about this?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Roll a stealth check then.
You can be now, can't you?
Ooh.
He can.
Well, he just doesn't roll with disadvantage.
I can. That doesn't mean I am. 16.
Okay. You make it to the edge of the bushes. Nothing seems to scream out or point at you and cause alarm.
Do we have like
Okay.
a order? Doesn't matter at this moment.
Not really. If you guys are all going to move to where Taltech is, and you want to be stealthy, or anywhere else and you want to be stealthy, you just have to roll a stealth check. That's it.
Guess I'll be stealthy.
Roll them stealth checks.
Not stealthy. 5.
Thanks, Scar.
You're welcome. Appreciate it.
Hmm.
Hey, someone needs to spice things up, okay? God.
Right?
You know what?
To be fair, I'm like a bull in a china shop. So.
What ends up happening is Taltech's like, I'm going to test this new armor. He starts walking. It feels pretty confident. He's not like making sure to bend over and move the branches. Step on as dry on the ground as you can. And then Scar is just like, stealth? What? And just moving, and you hear the squishing of his boots in the mire behind him.
Perfect.
Yes.
Mm,
That checks out, though. That checks out.
okay.
Oh, there's that bird. I'll take it.
Bird. Bird is the word.
Squirrel.
Ooh, squirrel.
Squirrel, yes. All right, Taltech, make a
Squirrel.
perception check for me.
1 perception check. That's persuasion. That's perception. Where are you? Right there. Thank you. 21.
Ooh.
Very nice. There is no commotion whatsoever. You can see that there are. I'm trying to point to it. So right around kind of this area here, There's 3 canoes that you saw. They do appear to be tied up. There's nobody around. The camp looks not abandoned, but it just looks empty.
Do we see any of like the loot that was dropped from the roadhouse?
So from your survival check before, that's kind of what you've been following. It's what led you to
Mhm.
here. So again, it's been mostly trinkets that have been dropped, nothing of super big value. Maybe a couple pieces of tin, a couple of coins here or there, nothing. It's just more of like, okay, we're going in the right direction kind of thing.
Okay.
But it does
All
lead
right.
to this camp, though.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't see anything.
You don't see anything?
I don't see anything.
Okay, that seems a little
Sketchy?
odd.
Yeah.
Sketchy,
I
yeah.
think it might be a diversion or trap
Well,
somewhere.
here, what we can do is I can go kind of frontman this and be up in the front and
As bait.
yeah, see if I draw anything out.
Well, worth a try.
I mean, you're not in the bushes,
It's
so
going to take
Yeah.
a hot minute to get to you.
I mean, what we could do is we could have me go up and be ready to like,
Run
because
away.
I could just dash back away from them if there is anyone there.
Not a bad idea.
And
We can dash towards you.
well, then you guys would be using your things. What I was thinking is I dash back, and then Letharta and Scar, being ranged users of magic, can, shoot their spells
Something.
out.
All right.
I mean,
Get
sure.
behind this.
Unless I shoot it back.
Hopefully
Which
you
could-
don't.
It may happen.
I'm
Okay.
going to just slowly approach the camp to like right there.
Okay, make a perception check for me, Fiston.
Ten.
You get close and you can see that there is nobody there. The camp is empty.
That's sus.
That is very, very weird. There is still no one here. I'm going to approach
You
a
don't
little.
see nothing?
I don't see nothing. I'm gonna approach a little bit closer.
You can walk all the way up
Are
to
you-
the
are
center
we-
of the camp and there's nobody in it.
Oh, so it's just it's a marsh, or
Yeah, so
So it
you're
looks
in
like
some
water.
marshlands. Yeah.
Do I notice anything in particular at the camp? Being the now at the center of it.
Go ahead and make another survival check. Oh, I'll give you 2 options: either a survival or an investigation. Either one.
Survival or investigation. I'll do a survival.
Okay.
Ooh. It looks like a camp.
What'd you roll? A 9, I see. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So you kind of do a quick look over as everyone's walking up behind you. The camp doesn't look like it's permanently abandoned. There's just nobody here currently. As you kind of walk over to the stone that's up on the top up above, you can see it was a campfire that's there. There are some like coals that are there that there's like 1 or 2 that are very much fading and going to be out unless you put something there to light them. But based on like your own survival and knowing the coals, they've probably been undisturbed for a day or 2, if not longer. So nobody's been here in at least that long. As you kind of do a quick run over, you see that there are a few baskets nearby that contain smoked fish in them, and they're edible. They're fairly fresh, maybe a couple of days old. But otherwise, no one's here.
This is weird, guys. No one
Very
is
weird.
here.
What about inside the tent? Do you want to go take a look in there while we, guard at the outside? Maybe there's
Sure.
no trap door.
No, are there multiple tents, or is it just the one tent?
There are 4 wicker lean-tos.
Okay.
The kind of surrounding, in a sense, the center stone, the stone platform where the fire is. You
Okay.
can see, like, as the rest of you guys kind of walk up, you can see that the firestone, the platform, is about maybe maybe a foot or so, half a foot to a foot off the ground, and it's mostly there to avoid any kind of sogginess from dampness getting to the fire. Otherwise, this campsite is elevated slightly, so it's a little less damp than everywhere else. But there's no doors to the lean-tos. You kind of just look in, and they're empty. There's nobody in them. There's some like makeshift beds that are kind of spread out. They're mostly just straw.
Is there any tracks or anything that leads to? Because you did mention there's stuff that was dropped. Is there anything else dropped in a line or somewhere?
Oh, no, none that you've seen. Go ahead and Lathartha, make an intelligence check for me here.
Let's see.
Then a 7 I see for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's nothing dropped. I mean, you certainly agree with Viston's assessment, like of the tracking and of everything. Like, whatever the people were doing, everything led to this camp. Why it led to the camp, you're not sure. There's nothing else around.
Well, I guess I'm gonna go check out the canoes.
Okay. So you look in the canoes. They each have 3 paddles each. They're large enough to hold about 5 humanoid creatures without any gear. They look like if they were packed with items, either crates, gear, equipment, whatever the case may be, it'd probably fit 2, maybe 3 people. And inside each of the canoes, you do find some lizards and birds that look to have been smashed flat and dried in the sun. They do not look very appetizing.
Do we notice any other like things around like the camp or like outside of it?
Nothing catches your eye, no.
Do you think something ate them, Mom?
Well, that wouldn't explain where the loot went.
No, the camp would be an absolute mess.
That too. There would have been some signs of a scuffle.
I'm gonna walk the perimeter of this area, see if I
Do I see
scope
the
anything
tree?
out.
Okay. And I'm sorry, Arthur, what was your question?
Do I see the tree that's on the map?
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys are, if you're standing in the camp, you're in an elevated position, you can see pretty much everything. This maybe goes above about 50 feet up above everything else.
I wonder if something over by the tree.
Nothing fancy by the tree. You go around the camp Teltec, nothing stands out. It's got some foliage around it, kind of like what's there to really not even like hide it so much. I mean, you're pretty far in. You're about 7 miles into the mire at this point. It just seems like the entrance of the area you guys came through, that just is cleared of debris because that's where people or creatures were going more than anything else.
Were there any like tracks or paths through the mire as I walked around the peripheral there, or
Make a survival check.
One survival check.
Hopefully you do better than I did.
15.
No. No real tracks or anything. You do see some tracks that are kind of going towards the canoe. With the 15, I'll say that you could tell that there were more canoes at some point. But they seem to have been like people, the creatures or whoever took them.
Yeah. Someone took off.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, there were obviously more canoes here at one point, and
Yeah.
whoever took them, I mean, they're probably long gone the last couple of days. We could take the canoes and, peruse around, but mires are usually fairly large. It would be
Yeah.
very easy to get lost or turned around.
It is getting to be nighttime too.
Okay, so maybe we
Hmm.
should,
Set up camp here. and
set
then
up
go
camp
and-
here for the evening, and definitely post a watch all night. We'll rotate.
Are there any
storm-
sounds around, or is it completely dead silent?
Well, it's definitely not silent. The mire is alive. It's like
Okay.
being in the Florida swamps. It's alive. There's sounds of bugs,
Gators.
birds, animals everywhere.
Rednecks.
I don't know about any rednecks.
You said it's like Florida.
It is like Florida.
It's like Florida, but without the rednecks.
But with a
That's
lizard
the only.
people.
Yeah. Well, so Latharth, I'm gonna and Vistan, I'm gonna put you guys back where you were. For the
Oh
moment.
no.
So you guys are kind of like, okay, what are we gonna do? Kind of shouting a little bit. Vistan, you kind of, as you're looking out, you catch this. Nobody can move any further. Scar, you're back where you were. No hiding, getting out of camp. Jeez.
Self-preservation.
Uh-huh. Unfortunately, this self-preservation is not going to work for you. I won't let you.
Rip.
Rip.
You didn't even ask me what I was doing.
No.
F's
Well,
in chat.
that's fair. Okay, Scar, what do you want to do? I'm sorry.
Moving back to the other room
Okay.
to see what I'm doing. There. That's what I'm doing.
Okay. That's fair.
Because there's a
You're
passive
right. I didn't ask.
pulls you in because the DM decides.
Well, so Vistan, your passive presentions, you're kind of like talking back over your shoulder, and you look out over the water, and you see 3 canoes with lizard folk paddling towards you, or towards you guys. They don't seem to have spotted you yet, but they are heading in your direction.
Hmm. Well, I want to go tell the rest of the group that we've got company incoming. So
Okay, are you running to them, or are you gonna try and be stealthy? Are you gonna shout? Like, how are you going to tell them?
I'm gonna kind of walk, not be stealthy, but like make my way back towards camp because
Okay.
stealth is out of the option for me at this point. And be like, "Hey, we got company coming. Looks like lizard folk."
Okay. Well, Thartho, what do you want to do? Since what's your passive for me, actually, real quick? What's your passive perception?
Down. Second box on the left-hand side.
It's
Yes.
+5.
No.
What?
No.
Nope. Second box, left-hand side.
It should
Oh,
give you
passive perception is 15.
15. Okay. So you see Vistan kind of start sauntering back towards the group as you're walking that direction as well. And then you kind of look over to where he is looking, and you can see the canoes as well. At the
Rushing
moment.
my ass back because if I see incoming,
Okay.
I want to let them know and not shout too loud.
Okay. So I will say, just for context, you'll definitely be able to move further later. You get to about here, and you kind of look over your shoulders, and you see the middle canoe, the 3 lizards. One of them is pointing at you now.
Oh, I can't jump over the water?
Well, if you want to jump over the brush, you can certainly try to do so. You want to go like this way?
Yeah, because I didn't want them to necessarily see.
Okay. Well, go ahead and it would be an athletics check.
Okay. Acrobatics or no athletics.
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 $19.
19. Okay. You
It would have
make
been. I rolled a nat 20, but
Dang,
Hmm.
minus
I
one.
have -1.
Okay, so you managed to sprint and jump over the water, kind of splashing a little bit. You do look over your shoulder, and they are pointing. They're not necessarily pointing at you. They might have been pointing at Vaston, but somebody saw somebody. They rolled really high on the perception to see you guys.
They
To be fair, they rolled a 6, a 10, and then a 19.
That's fair.
Ooh.
So
Yeah, that 19.
if,
Hey,
if they
guys,
hadn't
with
gotten the
the
19, they
incoming-
wouldn't have seen you. They would. That was just the way it worked.
I will cast my level 9 Ravenous Void.
Oh, you might as well just pull out Sphere of Annihilation while you're at it.
At this point, yeah.
Okay, so Lathartha, you are moving towards the group, going,
Yeah.
there's people.
Incoming,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're coming.
incoming baddies. Safer in numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little.
Are you going to
less.
move yourself closer, Latharta?
Yeah. Since we're not.
I gotta judge some distances here before I commit to a location.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just for added benefit, so this area right here,
Mhm.
there's a lot of foliage, so you do have partial cover. I'll give you guys half cover, so you guys have +2 to your AC while you're there, and anything's shooting through the bushes at you.
Okay.
Mhm.
Can I kind of see that? Can I see them at all, or is the brush too heavy for me to see the
The
canoes?
make a perception. You will have disadvantage at it.
Perception with disadvantage.
Yeah.
Understood. Roll. Oh, double
Oh.
17.
Holy crap! With
Oh.
disadvantage, you find some spot to move the brush aside so you can see them canoeing their way to you.
Okay, so can I tell where they're like landing?
I would say, let me move them.
'Cause
Where
that was a 21. Just
yeah.
BTW.
So one of them group's gonna land here.
Okay.
Another group's gonna land over here. The third group I'll put here.
Okay.
A little more even. And in fact, are you guys readying weapons or doing anything like that? Otherwise,
I want to ready.
okay. Everybody, roll initiative then. There is no surprise round for this.
Initiative with advantage, everyone.
Yep. I remember that from last time.
19.
So Taltech
19 as well.
Ooh,
Can I finalize my position before we start this?
I will say yes. You can move within reason around the small spot where you are.
Okay. It's not like I'm moving super far. I'm gonna move.
Scar, what did you get, by the way?
16.
16. Okay. And Lathartha?
15.
Ah, damn. High rolls. All right.
I mean,
Look at that. You guys should be
Wanna
able to
move
see
right
the initiative order up at the top.
Oh yeah. I
oh,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah. Now that
Those
they
guys
fixed
had rough
it
rolls.
for me, I can actually click on the individual characters and see their sheets and monster blocks and all that, and hit points too. It's amazing.
Whoa. Almost
Ooh.
like how it's supposed to be.
I know. So glad when they fixed
Almost.
it.
What? D&D Beyond working as intended? No way.
Oh, they're adding features, and I love it. All right. Well, Taltech, you're first, top of the initiative order.
Okay, top of the initiative order. Cool. I will. You know what? I will go with Draconic Flight,
Ooh.
and go ahead and fly my happy ass 30 feet. Oh, that's the wrong button. To right here.
All right. So you've never used this feature before. What does it look
I
like
have
when
not.
you do it?
So I roll my shoulders forward, kind of hunch over, and then throw my shoulders back, and these bright white wings expand out behind me, kind of just burst out of my back in a flash of light, and I leap off the ground into the air.
Do they glitter like Twilight?
They're more of an ethereal white.
Ooh.
Okay. So I'm picturing Tyrael, kind of ethereal wings.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, you certainly fly up and land in front of them right as the canoe is butting up against the shore. Anything else for you?
And then I will go with my breath weapon
Okay.
in a, let's see, I can do that in what? I can do that in either a line or a cone, right? 15-foot cone. Oh, what are you? What is this? What even are you?
You gonna hit all three?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me roll. What's the save for it?
The save is DC 15 Dex.
Failed on E. F fails as well. And G succeeded. All right, so the two on the outside fail. The one in the middle succeeds.
So it is 2d10. Ugh. 9.
9 is
Half
pretty
damage
good.
on a pass.
Okay. Make sure. Okay, so 9 damage. So that's 4. Oh, wrong one. Okay, so they kind of stumble back in the canoe. They're like, "What the fuck?" And as you breathe, it's a ice breath, is it?
It is.
Okay, so you just breathe ice all over them, and they kind of shake their heads confused for a moment. But that's all they do. They don't really have a chance to do anything else because it's not their turn yet. So, anything else for you?
Well, so what do we call my distance to them? Like physical distance at this point?
It'd be about 5 feet.
Okay, so I can still attack one more time then.
No, well, so is your breath weapon an action or a bonus
It
action?
is when you take the attack action on your turn, you can replace one attack with a breath weapon.
Okay. Well, then you
So
do
I
have
can-
your second attack. Then yes.
All right, I will go for I suppose that's F that's hidden under there.
Yeah. So this one is F.
Yep,
Yes.
the one on the left, yeah.
All right, we're gonna get rid of the breath weapon.
Yeah. Oh, so close.
Oh. I mean, you already crit, so it doesn't matter.
How would that work? Would it be
You
just
can't
double crit? I
crit.
roll
It's
twice
just
as many dice?
You don't double crit. You just crit once.
Okay, 26.
26 will hit for sure. They don't
All
have that much
right.
of an AC.
20,
21 damage.
That's gonna be 23.
23. More than enough to kill him.
And then that'll be my turn.
Okay. Well, that brings it to Vestan. You're up. You watch as Taltek like rolls his shoulders, the ethereal wings, and he flies off. And you're like, wait, what? But it is your turn. I do want to add one thing for context for everybody. So anybody walking through the water area it's half movement. It's difficult terrain. So you have to use twice as much speed to go through it. Just as a forewarning.
I'll be right back. I have to pee.
Huh.
No.
So can I see?
Go ahead, Caden.
Can I see like lizard folk A from where I am, or no?
Make a perception check. You do have disadvantage with it.
I got an 18 and a 6. It's a 9.
Unfortunately, no, you cannot see them very well. You can make out that there's movement in that direction, but not enough to be able to distinguish what is what.
If I were to move like to right about here, would that be all my movement?
It would be.
Well, the bigger question is, would I be able to see lizard folk G?
If you got to right where you pinged, I would say you could see G. Yes.
Okay, I will get to there and let's see. I will use my short bow.
Okay.
13 to hit.
13 does not hit. No. You shoot and it just goes just over their shoulders, a little bit over their heads, or by their heads.
I will use my second attack to do the short bow again.
Okay.
Like, what is that?
23. I was one away from a critical.
23
Nice.
will hit. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. 5 for damage.
Okay. He takes 5 points. You shoot your second shot, and he's kind of reeling back from Taltek, his friend is just falling, slumped over the canoe and into the water. You shoot him right kind of under his ribs on the left.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
That will be it for me.
All right. Scar, it's your turn.
I'm gonna Misty Step. I think right here, and it's 30 feet.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about there. You're right.
So that's my bonus action. Because I'm going to Arcane Blast. Is that G?
Yeah, so this would be G right here.
Okay.
And then E is in the canoe with him.
Arcane Blast. 13.
13 misses.
Okay. I'm good.
Okay. Lothartha, you're up.
Probably should keep one of them alive, guys.
Not a bad idea.
I can't hear you. Over the sound of how awesome I am.
Over the sound of slaying.
Over the sound of how awesome I am.
Well,
Literally.
I think that Viston can hear me, correct?
I mean, if you're shouting, we should keep one of them alive, I'm sure everyone can hear you just fine.
I'm sure they're worried now.
They
If
might
they weren't before.
think that you're hungry. What is my movements? Come here. Okay.
I miss the grid squares.
Why? You guys were never in the grid squares anyways. I'd say you have to be in a square. And
I
you guys are like
was.
in the middle of them. Like, geez.
I was also in grid squares and I missed them.
Mm-hmm.
It's Scar that's got to be special in color outside the lines.
And it's all of you. You all did it.
I think I did it once, okay?
That's one too
I
many
built our-
times. One too
I
many.
built our bastion with grid squares.
That's true.
He did.
But not
Right,
all the
on the
maps I find have
farthest
grids on them.
one.
All right, Lothar. I'm sorry. What would you say, Lothar?
No, you're fine. I was just figuring this out to make sure it would work. On the farthest section over here on this side,
Unfortunately, I don't know what farthest on this side is.
Part-
Unless you bang it.
well, I hadn't finished, but
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna get them with acid splash.
Okay. Is there a save
At least
to
that's
it?
my intent. Is dexterity is 16 that they have to meet.
Fail. The middle one, so I succeeded, and the other one failed. So H and D failed.
Okay. They must succeed or take 1d6. So I got 7, I guess. Is the damage.
Okay.
1, yeah.
Okay, so we got D and H. Let me. Okay. It explodes in acid right in their faces. They hiss.
Does it blind him by chance?
It does not. No, unfortunately not.
I'm glad that's my cantrip.
Anything else?
Not at the moment.
Okay. Well, then it will be the lizard folks' turn. Means we'll do a ruler. See how far they can move.
What is their distance?
So this one is 30 or 25 feet from Taltek. He gets out of the canoe and runs. The Taltek, he is going to attack. Lizard B is 35 feet from Taltek, which means Lizard C is going to be 40. Lizard H is 50. And then I is going to be 55. D will be 60. And the others will be 5 to 10. This is all from Taltek, using him as a reference point.
That's probably a good idea.
Well, so G and E are both going to step forward along with A. And they are going to attack you, Taltek.
Bring it.
One's going to try and stab you or with a javelin. He rolled a 6, he misses. His first attack, his second attack, he's going to try and bite you. He rolled a 7.
That's rude.
Yeah. All right. Lizard E is going to try and pull out his heavy club, and he's going to try and maul you with it. 14 and a 9. He missed. And then Lizard A is going to try and he pulls out a shield that he's got, and he's got a spike on the front of it, and he's going to try and bash you. Oh my god, he rolled a 1. And he loses his other attack. Okay. The others, though, so B, gonna get out here. They're getting out of the canoe. They are going to throw their javelins. They're going to throw at Lathartha. They do have disadvantage for both. Oh, that sucks. It won't let me do disadvantage, but I can roll twice. Miss. And 1 hits. Roll the 17. Unless you have more than a 17 for your AC, Lathartha.
I want to make sure if I do or don't. I thought I did, but I want to be sure now because I'm second guessing myself.
Your AC is up at the top.
No,
It
I
would
know,
take that
but
into account.
Is it still +2 since you're behind Bush?
It is, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, the bushes.
Okay. So you have 19 or 17. I said.
Well, the bushes is +1 or 2.
Be +2.
Okay, 16, 17. It'd be 18 at that point.
Okay, so he misses. As he throws the javelin, you see it coming towards you, and you're like, "Oh God, it's gonna hit me!" And it catches on one of the branches and just stops right in front of you, like inches from your body. The other 3 lizard folk at the top run around. They are not going to do any javelins because they've only got 1 javelin apiece. But they do look like they're trying to run around to get behind you guys. I'm gonna dash them. That was 30 to where they are. Yes, that way. That's as far as they get. And that will bring it to the top of the round. So, Taltech.
Okay. G, E have taken damage and A has not, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So let's okay. So we will start off with A. 19 to hit.
19 hits.
20.
Oh, almost enough to kill him, but not enough.
Are these a little more hardy than the ones we faced in the inn?
No.
Okay.
And
You rolled a 26 on the damage for all
That's
of
true.
them.
No, I was just curious.
yeah, that was a lot.
That was a lot of damage for all of them.
That was
That's
a
all-
lot.
No,
As
they're
Phil
the
Smith
same
would
stat
say,
wise. They're
now
the
that's
same.
a lot of damage.
I
Yeah.
gotta find. How do I? Where is that to expend that? Okay, there it is. Okay, so okay, so I'm going to expend a superiority die and use my maneuver of sweeping attack with that
Okay.
on that attack.
What does that do for us?
Sweeping attack. When you hit a creature with a melee attack roll using a weapon or unarmed strike, you can expend 1 superiority die to attempt to damage another creature within 5 feet of the original target and within your reach.
Okay.
If the original attack would hit the second creature, it takes damage of the same type equal to the number rolled on your superiority die.
Got it. Okay. Well, you definitely would hit him. 100%.
Yep. Superiority die should be a D8.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to rule that on the superiority die, since this is a sweeping attack and it's hitting a second target, it is not a critical.
Understood. And it takes damage equal to whatever the number is on the superiority die.
Yeah.
So I can't. It's not like I hit with my standard weapon.
Yeah. So the
So
reason
I can
I'm
do up to
ruling for
8.
that, just for clarification, just because there are times where I know you can use superiority die, like I'm attacking and I'm going to use my superiority die with it, and it's considered a die roll. So on a crit, dice are doubled. So that's why I'm saying this doesn't count towards a crit. So it still hits. There's no question in that. It just won't be a crit is all.
He'll take 7.
And you're hitting E or G?
Just go with E.
E? Okay. E takes 7 points of damage. He's still alive.
And then for my second attack, I will attack E. Oh,
Ooh,
that's
11,
going to go ahead and miss.
11 will miss.
A can take 4 points of damage. Or no, E takes 4 points of damage.
You attacked. Oh, you're right. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
so I attacked E, so my graze will hit E. I don't get to
4.
pick which one.
Yeah.
It attacks.
I was like,
I
okay,
was-
A. I was like, wait, why are we doing different?
Yeah,
Totally
nope,
makes
that was my
sense.
bad. That was my bad.
Okay.
And then I will go ahead and burn action surge,
Okay. Go for it.
and then actually read exciting take one additional action. Okay, yeah, so that allows full action, which is 2 more attacks. I will go for E again.
Okay.
21 to hit.
You will kill him 100%.
Okay. Roll it out anyway, just for shits and giggles. So that's 2, 4, so plus 4 is 18.
Yep, that's more than enough to kill him.
Okay, I'll expend an additional superiority die on my sweeping. 5 to A.
Okay. A dies as well.
And that will be my turn.
Okay. There you go. Not bad. 2 attacks. You cleave through one of them, and as your blade swipes out, blood spurting everywhere. We'll say it's green blood. It's just a mess. The other one keels over and dies. One of them, half his body falls into the canoe, and it just kind of lops slowly.
Cool.
All right, Vistan, you're up. You see Taltek making short work of these lizard folk.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm going to move. I'm going to move to about there.
Okay,
Well, actually,
that's about 30 feet. You're good.
yeah. Just out of range of Lizard G. But I am not out of range for my short bow on Lizards B and C.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I busted out the good bottle of wine for tonight.
Ah, you're celebrating already.
Right? I'm hacking up lizard people. What's not to celebrate?
Oh yeah.
So would I have advantage because it's within the 80-foot range?
No, so 80 foot means you just have a regular roll. If you go beyond the 80 feet, you have a disadvantage up to 320 feet. If something's outside of 320, you can't hit it.
Okay. I will go for Lizard B with my short bow.
Okay.
I swear to God.
Ooh!
You rolled a 1. You cursed it, Taltek. You cursed it.
Why would you say anything?
Right? Okay.
I don't think he has control over how it goes.
So roll a d20, just a straight d20.
Have control of your bad luck.
I thought we took his ranged weapons.
He bought more.
Oh, it was a 17, but then it went to a 10.
That's fine. You don't hit anybody, is what it is.
Oh,
You have
thank
to roll a
God.
1 to a 5 to hit somebody. If you roll a 6 or higher, you miss. So what happens for you, Vistan, and again, this is just cosmetic. It doesn't affect you later on. You lose all your attacks, so you're done for this turn. But you pull back, and your bowstring snaps, is all it is. You have another string. You can restring it as a free action. It won't cost you anything. But your arrow just goes wide, like off to the side. It kind of goes over here. You just hear this plop, right? The bow's just right into the arrow right into the water. That's it. No one's hurt, no nothing. Anything else? If you have a bonus action, you have that still. You just can't make any attacks.
Don't click anything.
You're like,
Don't say
do
anything.
absolutely
Don't do
nothing.
anything.
Just don't even breathe.
You
Hold
should
your
probably
breath.
keep doing that.
Yeah.
Are you done or anything else?
Yeah, I guess I'll be done.
Okay.
For now.
For now.
For now.
Well.
I will return with one day, one of these days, I will finally get actually a good day where I can just roll no ones.
Yeah, it'll happen for sure. You'll get that day. It'll be all 20s. Just wait. It'll happen. All right,
Oh,
Scar,
when
it's
that
your
happens,
turn.
it's game over for everyone.
Okay. I'm just gonna move here, so more line of sight.
Okay.
I'm gonna magic missile G, B, and C.
Go for it. Okay.
Gross. Gross.
Oh, jeez.
Gross. So 4 to G and then 2 to B and C.
Okay. Your magic missiles slam into their sides. B and C just kind of shrug it off. They don't seem to care. They just kind of look at you confused for a moment. But G kind of stumbles to the side, like catches himself, and then looks at kind of Taltech. Anything else for you?
No, I'm good.
All right, Lathartha, you're up.
All right. So what I want to do is wither and wait, is it wither and bloom? Wither and bloom. Oh yes, I'm gonna do wither and bloom
Okay.
on the group. So we're gonna just do where? Okay.
All right, so we got H, I, and D. What's
Yeah, and they have to roll a 16 to be saved.
Okay, what's the save type?
Constitution.
Okay. Let's see. H failed.
Or half as much on a successful one.
I failed. And D succeeded. Got a 16 exactly.
9.
Okay, so 9 damage and half you said on a save?
Yes.
Okay.
Which the damage before, I don't remember what the one had. What they had before. Look at the log.
Well, I'll keep you track.
7.
Yeah, so the sheet for me keeps track. I just click on their names and then I can put in. Okay, D.
Are they looking haggard yet?
I mean, yeah. They're looking damaged. They're bloodied. And all of them except for maybe C and B look like they've taken some damage and wounds. I mean, they're not at death's door, but they were definitely taking some damage. Anything else for you?
Oh, are we on 3rd level or higher? Yeah, we're on 3rd level, right?
In terms of
Yes, I am.
spells?
I used the 3rd level. Not the 2nd level. I used 3rd level. That's why it was 16. Oh, they're both 16. The damage increases by 1d6 for each slot above the 2nd. Does that already get included when I roll the dice?
It does.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure that I'm not missing anything.
Nope, you're doing good. Yeah, so if the spell is set up correctly, which it is, it does the scaling automatically for you.
Okay, good.
You just click the cast button and then click the damage.
Okay. And then yeah. That'll be it.
Okay. Then that brings it to all of the lizard folks. Let's see. The 3 here are definitely going to move in and surround you, Lathartha. They're going to attack you. Let's see.
I'm glad I have shield.
It'll be helpful.
Yeah.
And then go to there and to here. All right, so they're all attacking Lathartha and all attacking Taltek. All right, Taltek, you're first.
Sweet.
First one is gonna use his club again. He does get advantage. He got a 16 was his highest.
Why does he get advantage?
Because they're freaking surrounding you.
Oh, okay. Mostly. Okay, I'll get.
And his second
I'll buy it.
attack, he got a 20. So not natural,
Oh.
but he does hit you.
Okay.
You're gonna take 8 points of damage, bludgeoning damage.
I'm gonna go ahead and expend a superiority die to parry.
Okay. And the other two get to go. One's going to attack you with a javelin.
So he got me for how much? 8?
8, yeah.
So I take 1.
All right. With your new armor, the first one with the javelin misses. And he's going to try and poke you with his shield, which also misses. He got a 10. This high roll. The other one is going to try and stab you with a javelin. You got an 18.
Nope.
18. Dang, man. That new
19.
armor. Even your butt.
It's actually the same. It just removes the...
Oh, well, there you go. We're going to say it's the new armor.
It is. It's shiny and all that. It's the wings that's throwing him off, really.
That is. Well, the second guy...
It's a 10-minute cast.
Long
It's a
time.
10-minute duration, yeah.
Yeah, the last guy, he stabs you with his shield. You got a 23 to hit you.
How dare...
Was that a natural 20?
It was not. I would let you know if it was a crit.
Okay.
He was one off from rolling a crit, though.
Yeah.
But he hits you for 3 points of damage. Does he roll the 1? All right, Lathartha. These 3 on you. They are going to javelin strike for H. Got a 22 to hit you for the first one. And unless you're going to cast shield, which I don't think shield would help enough. It would not. It would get you to 21. Okay, so
What is they hit with 23, did you say?
he hit with a 22, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You are going to take 6 points of damage. And then his second attack is going to get a 17 to hit you.
I would like them to take damage at the same time that they're hitting me. But I'll let you finish first.
Okay. Well, so what would you
I'd like that too.
What would you do that would cause them to take damage?
Feel the screams.
Oh.
It's gives me 3 plus 3 AC. Creatures hit with a melee attack against you take 9 2d8 psychic damage on their next attack has disadvantage.
Okay. So
9 plus 2d8.
I don't think it's
9 2d8.
So it's 9 is the average, or you can roll.
Oh. I was like, holy shit.
It's just, yeah.
Okay, so unfortunately,
that would be a
Screams
lot.
is an action, and you wouldn't be able to use it here.
I can't use it here?
An action wouldn't be able to, you'd be able to use shield, the regular shield, which would give you +5 to your AC, and that would work. But the Shield of Screams is an action, so you have to spend a turn casting it.
Oh, okay. So then I would need to use instead the wings.
Which is the wings?
Oh.
Which wouldn't give all that extra. It's the wings. It's for choosing the draconic stuff. It is. Did I just add it to? Where is it at?
Protective wings. When you or another
Thank you.
creature you can see within 5 feet is hit by an attack, you can use your reaction to grant a +3 bonus to the target's AC against that attack roll, potentially causing it to miss.
Okay,
You can use this reaction 3 times per long rest.
Okay, does it say it lasts until the start of your turn, or is it just the one attack?
You can just use. You can use this reaction 3 times per long rest.
Okay.
It does not specify. You or another creature can see within. You can
That's
use
what it
your.
says on
You
TV.
can utilize your reaction, so it's a one-off.
The one. Okay. So my recommendation would be to use the shield spell.
Are you okay?
Because that will give you +5 to your AC, and it lasts until the start of your turn. So all of the attacks against you would have that. So your AC would technically be 21 at the moment. Okay, so is that what you want to do? You want to do shield?
I get the 3. Who's is it? Are you okay? Sounds like somebody is choking.
I hope nobody's joking.
Or has the hiccups, I thought. I guess not. I'm just hearing things. Yeah. I would like to.
Okay. You cast shield. You kind of throw up your arm, and this magical energy field protects you. So the one javelin that would have hit just now misses. It hits your shield and bounces off of it. As for his second attack, you rolled a 21 exactly on advantage. So you will take 3 points of damage for that one.
And when it says you can use this reaction 3 times per long rest, does that means against the 3 of them, or how does that? I just want to make sure I'm like understanding it.
Sure. So your reaction is you do that once per turn. So you would be able to do that 3 times in a day. But you only get one reaction, so you could use it once on one creature, and then you have to wait till your next turn to use it again.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
I was just curious.
Yeah, that's a good question. All right, then the third guy, he's going to attack you with his great club. He missed.
Okay.
Missed both
so there was a
times.
total of how much damage?
You took 6 damage in total. 2 attacks hit you. So they each got 2 attacks, so they took 6 attacks in total. 2 of them hit you. Not bad.
Okay. No.
Okay. That brings it to the top of the round. Taltech, you're up.
Oh, so many choices.
They're all right there
So
in
many
front
choices, so many things to kill, so
I
little
know,
time.
right? So little time.
Don't worry, you'll live for like what, a couple 100 years or something like that as a dragon.
No, Dragonborn actually don't have have roughly the same lifespan as a human.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, which actually always kind of surprised me, but
It's because you're more
That-
human than dragon.
yeah, that's fair.
you would think they'd have kind of longer lifespans, like a half elf or something like that.
You'd think.
No, the 5th edition rules on longevity in life are really funky.
So I will go ahead and. So which ones of these have taken damage? B, C, and G.
Everything has taken damage.
Okay, everything has taken damage. So we will start off with, let's say, G.
Okay.
Nat 20.
You are gonna kill him.
Oh,
There's no you've been rolling in
Nice,
the
all nice.
18 plus range.
meanwhile, I've been rolling in the
It's
5 and
20.
below range.
20
20
will kill
exactly.
him. Yep.
All right. It's nice that it automatically rolled as a crit, so I didn't have to manually change it. Then let's go with C.
Okay.
Oof.
roll that d20.
Wow, what are the odds of that? A 20 and then a 1.
I mean, it happens.
Never
It's not
Zero.
statistically impossible.
I mean, you have just as much of a chance of rolling a 1 as you do of rolling a 20. That's the whole point.
Well, I know, but back to back, that was the first one for me.
That changes
16.
the odds. Okay, 16. Your second swing goes wide. It digs into the canoe like 6 inches into it, and you're kind of wobbling. You manage to pull your, great sword out. Nothing else. You can move
So
if you
does
want.
he still take the does he still take the damage from the cleave?
He doesn't.
Or the cleave.
I'm not gonna let him do a cleave on a 1. Psh. You're lucky you didn't hurt yourself.
That's fair.
Which would be hilarious to see you crit yourself.
I take my own graze damage.
Yeah. No, not gonna do that to you,
Nope.
but it would be funny.
Graze damage is only 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's enough.
That's fine.
All right, well,
I'm good.
Unless
That'll
you want to
do.
move, it's Veston's turn.
Nope. Don't need them for attacks of opportunity.
Bring it
Oh.
on.
I could fly away though.
Yeah, but that would grant them both attacks of opportunity. I'm gonna go kind of back up Taltech,
Okay.
and I think I'm in range for both of these guys with
are?
my
Hmm?
glaive.
Yes.
So I will go for B first with my glaive.
Okay.
16 to hit.
16 will hit.
Ooh, 15 for damage.
And you said B first?
Yep, B first.
Okay. B is still alive. He's bloodied, looking really bad.
I could use my Divine Smite, because I do have one free use of that per day.
You do. Yep.
I will, but my computer for whatever reason just shut off. So,
Well then, did you plug it in?
Cool.
it's like above 50% charged. It just turned off all of a sudden.
Oh, you're on a laptop.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you keep it plugged in all the time?
I mean, it was a free laptop. It's an old laptop, but it's free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Price is right.
Mm-hmm.
It's my old Mac. It's like 8 years old.
Oh, that's not bad.
No. And the battery was replaced like 2 years ago. So.
For now, let me go to my phone.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently it's saying it's dead when it was above 50% charged. So, to the phone I go.
Well, why plug in your computer? You should have it plugged in.
It is plugged in.
It's plugged in and it says the battery's dead?
It wasn't plugged in before, but it's now.
Okay. Yeah, it'll take like 5 minutes.
But I will be using Divine Smite, so
Okay.
I have a crappy laptop, but I am using Divine Smite. So
There you go. Yes.
that's how it works.
let me just scroll over to my
Yes, it
stuff.
should be 2d8.
Yep, and I will be using the free cast that I have of it.
All right.
5 damage with my smite.
Just enough to kill him. You
Yay.
smite him, and he bursts a flame and dies.
Now for the other lizard folk, I will also attack him with my glaive.
Okay.
10 to hit.
10 does not hit, unfortunately. You
You
swing
can take at least
wide.
4 damage.
Okay. 4 damage on C. All right. Anything
That
else?
will be it.
All right. Then Scar, it's your turn.
Yeah, I think I have line of sight of D.
You do.
Right.
Yes.
I'm gonna frostbite. So that's a con save for G or D.
Okay. What's the number I have to beat? Oh, well, you
Yeah.
rolled a natural 20.
Oh, never mind. Well, 14, but he still gets damage, doesn't he?
Uh,
On a half damage.
I'm not sure. What's the spell save?
So failed frostbite.
Frostbite. Okay. So you kind of...
Oh no, never mind. That's cantrip.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay. I mean, you can move or do anything else. You have a bonus action.
Mm, I'm still within pretty good range of everyone
Okay.
with my spells.
Excellent. Well, then, in that case, it'll be Lothartha's turn.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do the Shield of Screams.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, I'll just do that because I know how they're going to be. Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
wanted to do.
Excellent. So I'll give you 2 options. You can do whichever one you want. You can either do the 9 damage if they hit you, or you can roll 2d8, and then that'll just be how much damage they take. It's up to you.
What's the difference between? I mean, obviously it's the same. What is it? D8.
So
The difference between D8 and what was the other two?
So you can either have it just deal 9 points of damage if they hit you,
Okay.
or
Okay.
you can roll 2d8, and that'll be the amount of damage they take when they hit you. The difference being is that 9 is the average, whereas if you roll, you have the potential to be either above or below that average. So you could have it be 2 damage, it could be 16 damage, and it could be anywhere in between.
Oh, okay, even though it says they take.
Yeah, so this is a spell, the custom spell that I put in. So if I'm using it on a monster, I'm not gonna roll it. I'm usually just gonna tell you guys, oh, you take 9 points of damage instead of me
Okay.
rolling. That's what the numbers mean. So it's either 9, which is the average, or you can roll for 2d8. It's either or.
I guess I'm gonna roll the D8.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll it right now, just so we know.
No. And then you said 2d8?
Correct.
13.
Okay. So yeah, you're above the average. So whenever
Yay.
if they hit you, they'll take 13 points of damage. That's how we'll
Okay.
do it. So I'm gonna take a screenshot from like the monster stats just so you can see an example. Discord. Oops. So that's for example a weapon attack. That's what it looks like to me. So I either have like I click the +4 and it'll roll. But the hit is either it's 5 points of damage, or I can click on the 1d6 +2 and it'll roll a d6 and then add 2 to it. So that's just how the stats show it. It's showing which dice are used and all of that stuff. Yeah. When I don't do homebrew stuff like this, I usually do the average. Today I'm rolling, but usually I do the average because it's just easier. For my homebrew stuff, depending on the fight, will determine if I use the average or if I'll roll it. But the same thing can be said for you guys too. Like you can simplify a D&D down to just being the averages of the rolls. It's not as fun. because you get those fun crits where it's like, oh crap, I hit like all 8s, huge numbers.
Okay.
So, okay, well, anything else for you?
No, that's okay.
Nope. Okay, that will bring it to the lizards. Let's see. Lizard C is going to, seeing his compatriots die, going to disengage and try and run back to the canoe. About there. The other.
I'll take my opportunity attack. Oh no, he disengaged.
He disengaged.
Never mind.
Nope.
Bitch.
And then the other 3 are going to attack Lathartha. They have no idea what the spell is that she just did. They are very confused by it.
Fine. C won't make it back to the boat.
Let's see. So the first one, Lathartha, he missed his first attack. His second attack will hit you. He rolled a 21. And then he's going to take 13 points of damage from that. Going, ouch. And almost the shield of screams as it goes off almost kills him, actually.
Good.
But Lathartha, you will take 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ouchie.
Let's see. He's gonna stab you with his javelin. He missed. And then he hits you. His second attack hits you for 5 damage as well. But he will die. He's gonna hit you. The screams echo through his brain and he bleeds out. He dies.
Sick.
That's rough.
He had exactly 13 hit points.
Yeah.
So
Wow,
Yeah.
doing the exact amount of damage.
it was very, very well done on the spell. So H, seeing this and realizing that the shield is causing damage, is going to back away. He's going to disengage and kind of go here. He's just kind of like watching what's going on. And that's their turn. Caltech.
Alrighty. Let's see. I will hop up into the air and fly over here to C and attack C again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That will kill
I
him.
see.
Yeah.
Well. That'll do.
Yeah. 19.
That will kill him. He only had 3 hit points left.
Yeah, I kind of.
Oh.
So, lob his head off.
He'd be dead.
Well, since I'm flying over there, I'm going to come down from the air, just jab my sword right through his back.
Fuck yeah.
You're doing Achilles style, since I just watched a video on that fight scene between him and Hector, the Troy movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, Achilles? I was like, what kind of chilies have you been eating?
Achilles, not chilies.
I heard Achilles, so I was like, what?
Achilles.
And then you said that. I was like, oh, yeah, that guy.
Hell yeah.
I can understand if the audio cut out for you, but for me, I heard Achilles perfectly.
Yeah.
Achilles. You never heard of Achilles restaurant?
Achilles
Yeah,
the restaurant, where we serve everything but your heels.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. All right, I'll take
Okay.
anything else for you.
Well, I'm out of movement, so I'll go ahead and see. Oh, I will shoot at H with my hand crossbow.
Okay, go for it.
Damn, 14.
Misses.
That will be my turn.
All right, Viston, you're up.
So D and H are still up.
Yes.
Okay. 1 second whilst I do some. I should be able to make it to D with movement.
Okay.
In age, he's getting away.
We could keep him alive and let him lead us to his base.
I suppose.
Also, my
You
luck
don't-
with the bow is not the best.
Scar.
So I'm just gonna ask, are you sure about that?
H is not getting
Not
away.
pointing towards me, so I wasn't. I don't care.
I'm gonna try
It's
and hit
not in my
D.
direction. I don't care.
H is not getting
24
away.
to hit D.
24 will hit. Yep.
7 for damage.
Okay. He is still alive.
I will attack again with my glaive.
Okay.
22 to hit.
That will hit. You're gonna kill him. He only has 4 hit points left. So even if you had missed, you would have killed him. All right, 13.
Yeah, especially seeing as I rolled an 8 there. That will be it for me.
Okay. That leads it to Scar.
I thought the last one disengaged.
He did. So disengage just means that they don't provoke an attack of opportunity when they move.
Oh,
So he disengaged so that Lathartha couldn't hit him, and then he moved 30 feet, and that's as far as he could get.
It won't matter.
Taltech will see to his death.
No.
we're incapacitated. I chop it off his head. Let's see. First,
Who's chopping carrots?
Oh, that would be my mom in the background. You can actually hear that all the way from the kitchen.
Yeah.
And,
Okay, I thought I heard
Oh.
hiccups too, so that might have been where
I'm
it came from.
dashing, so I can dash.
Well, you wouldn't have heard hiccups during then because my mic was muted.
Hold on. So
Oh.
let Scar go. We can discuss. So Scar, you said you're dashing, correct?
So I'm dashing where, I mean, that's 60 feet?
It is, yes.
Okay.
Dash
So,
does consume your action.
It does.
what? Okay. I don't really have anything to do. It's like, I think that's 60 feet.
65. So
Okay.
right
Fine.
there. Yeah,
Here.
60. All right. So you're there. Anything else for you, my friend?
No.
Okay. Lathartha, you're up.
Command
Okay.
on it.
What are you commanding?
I'm gonna use the bonus action. For inactive innate sorcery, I want to use that.
Okay.
It's save the spell save of your DC spells increases by 1, and you have an advantage on the attack rolls of the sorcerer spells you cast.
Okay.
Well, does it really matter since I'm casting command? It doesn't have a it has a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. So we change your wisdom save to a 17
Okay.
for him.
So I want to command it to come over to me, so that way it can question it. We can question it.
Okay. So you
Gives
command it to
them-
approach.
Yes.
Okay.
So that way, yeah.
Okay. Your spell goes off. You don't feel him resist it. Is that all you want to do for your turn? He can't move yet because it's not his turn. He can't do anything.
No, I want him alive to be questioned.
Okay. It's his turn. You all kind of watch as he's like backing away. He's got his shield and his javelin in his hand, and Lathartha gives the command of approach, and he just kind of has this tense moment, and his body just kind of goes slack. His hands drop to his side. He doesn't drop his weapons, and he kind of just seems to have this dazed look, and he just slowly saunters over right up to Lathartha.
Not like I can tell him to kill himself.
Nope. And he just gets in front of you and then just stops and stands there. And that's his turn.
Good.
Taltech. If you guys want to question him, like if that's the goal, you can certainly do so. He's low enough and you guys can just basically surround him.
Okay. I'm gonna fly over here. Y'all want to question him, I guess, huh?
For now.
Yeah, I guess that'll be it.
Okay. Viston.
Oh, I could so kill him though.
And you can after.
I will go up to him and kind of restrain his arms so that he can't try and make a run for it.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack action. So it's just roll a d20.
Just roll a flat d20.
Well, technically it would be a grapple check, so it would be like an unarmed attack, is what it is. It's an unarmed strike.
Oh, 1 second. So roll that to see if I make it.
Yeah, you just have to hit him to say you grapple him. You're not doing damage, but you have to grab him.
Things are loading. It will be about essentially a few seconds.
Faster internet.
12 hours later.
Well, it says for approach that the target moves towards you in the most shortest and most direct route until it moves in 5 feet in front of you.
Yep.
So.
Yep, that's what he did.
It'd be close.
So it'd be an unarmed strike, you said?
Yes.
11.
Okay, you reach out to grab him and do not grab him. He manages to shrug you off. You do get 2 attacks. You can try it again.
I will try again. Ooh, 26.
You this
One off
time,
from a critical.
Yeah, he bats you away like you're with his shield, just kind of offhandedly, and you were like, "What the hell?" You grab his shield and kind of just not rip it out from under him, but you twist it so his arm's behind his back, and you are grappling him. You are holding him in place, and he kind of comes to from the the approach spell, the command spell, and just kind of freaking out. Anything else for you, Viston?
Nope, that will be all.
Okay, Scar, it's your turn.
Just gonna move right there.
Sounds good. All right, Lathartha, it'll be your turn. Unless you want to do something, we'll be out of combat.
I would like to heal myself, since he's got him.
Okay, heal away. Okay, we will be out of combat for us there. The lizard folk, he is definitely being grappled at the moment, but he kind of shrugs, tries to resist you, Caden or Viston, and he fails. He just cannot. After about 30 seconds of this, of him struggling against you, he kind of he drops his spear and is kind of looks at you all, just kind of fear in his eyes, and he starts speaking in Draconic. Does anybody speak Draconic?
I do.
I also do speak Draconic.
Okay. So to anyone who does not speak Draconic, it's just a lot of hissing and such. But he says in Draconic, and he says, "You not dragon kneelers, I see. Why not leave Snapjaw alone?"
Snapjaw needs to tell me where they took all the stuff.
He kind of make actually an intimidation check for me here.
Gladly.
Don't fall off the table.
Would I get advantage because he's tied up and he's already scared?
No.
No. Worth a try. That's
just-
rough.
It just
7.
lowers the DC.
That's very rough.
He kind of looks at you and says, "Me no tell. You killed my friends."
That's fair. He
Could
does have a
I?
point.
Yeah,
Could I try to intimidate him?
You can, Viston, yes.
Oh my god.
Roll the
It is
one.
not
from a
meant to
19
be.
to a 1! A 19 to
Jeez.
a 1!
My gosh.
Can
It
I
is-
fear him with a spell?
Not meant to
I
be.
mean, you certainly could. You know what, Caden? I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give you advantage here.
But not
I
for-
cannot believe
not
you
for
rolled a
Celtic.
1. Jeez.
I don't know how!
Roll
God,
another
yeah.
intimidation check, Caden.
Oh, wow.
I want to give you something. I'm trying here. You roll a 1 again, I'm going to laugh. Oh, a 10.
No.
14.
It's a
Okay.
14.
Okay.
I said, watch it be another 1.
I would have been like, oh my god, I give
That's
up for you.
hilarious.
Okay, so at first, like, he's like, you're like, tell me like more, and he kind of resists against you. Caden, he's just like, Viston, no. And then you kind of like lean over his shoulder because you're holding him, and you whisper to him like, tell me. And what else do you say to him to make him listen?
Tell me, or you'll be in a far worse condition than your friends here.
Just take a look at the bloody mess that is over. Because when I do the Shield of Screams, it basically makes everything bleed out of their ears, their eyes, almost like a plague or something.
Okay. Yeah, so he looks at you, Viston, for a moment and kind of judges you, and then Lothartha with the Shield of Screams, she kind of steps forward and he kind of shies back a little bit. But he goes, well, I know where stuff is. Yes. But you have to promise you no hurt Snapjaw. He's kind of pointing to himself. His name is Snapjaw.
He could be useful.
Mm-hmm.
Too
If you
bad
take
there's-
us to the stuff, then sure.
He kind of
Yeah.
nods.
Is there such a thing as duct tape in D&D?
You are not the first person to ask that question. The answer.
Oh, I
is
won't be
no.
the last
You will
either.
not
I'm
be
sure.
the last. No.
Can we
I
make
was
a
like,
magic item called Tape of Magic Duck or something like that?
I mean, probably. I've made similar things that are from our world in D&D before,
'Cause-
but
yeah.
So he I'll say through this conversation, he agrees to tell you guys where to go on the condition that you don't hurt him or any more of his kin.
We promise not to hurt him, for sure.
Yeah, maybe him, but not his injured.
Well, I want to know if it's being guarded by his kin or something else worse.
I mean, so we'll say after about 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes of you guys talking to him, he gets pretty open. Like, as long as you guys don't hurt him, Viston, do you like release him tentatively? Like, okay, we're gonna kind of let you go, but we're gonna surround you, kind of thing.
Sure.
Okay. So when you do that, he drops the shield and puts his weapon, like he had a dagger at his hip, and he takes it and kind of puts it off, like drops it so that he's unarmed. And he rubs his arm, and he goes, well, he more or less says that there are a lot of creatures here in the mire, and he's willing to help you if you will help free his people or his other kin. He explains that there are dragon kneelers, is what he calls them. You assume cultists have taken up residence, and his people aren't necessarily oppressed, but they feel like they're not being treated as they should be. And he starts talking about some frog people that are pushing them around, and he doesn't like them. He wants them to go away. And he'd be happy if the dragon kneelers went away too, because then his people could be free.
How many of each are in each group?
He doesn't have specific numbers. He doesn't know that. He does say that there are more like frog people than lizard folk like himself.
Does he know? So he doesn't know roughly an estimate of how many dragon kneelers there are?
He says there's very few. Let me roll for him. How many he knows? Okay, it rolled high enough. So he doesn't. He says there's only a couple right now. There's two that he knows of for sure. One is named Resmir, which you guys recognize the name from before. They were in the dragon camp.
Yeah.
Resmir, he says, is the leader, kind of the way he describes it. He's speaking Draconic, so you guys are kind of translating for him, or Vistan and Taltek are. That Resmir essentially considers themselves the owner of the castle keep location, and that there's two others. There's a person that's in charge. He gives you guys the name of. Find the name where. It's a person, he calls them Born Gray, who says they are kind of like the way he words it is worshiper of Resmir, but the way it's phrased, you don't think that's right. It's more of like a second in charge, like somebody that's temporarily in charge when Resmir's not around. And there was another cultist that recently joined, who has a shaved head, and some weird markings on their head, who goes by the name of Joss, who I believe you guys would recognize.
Can you describe the markings?
Yeah, that sounds like the Red Wizard.
Sounds like the Red Wizard
caravan.
It is, yes. It is the Red Wizard. So Joss is here. The Red Wizard is here, or nearby.
That'd be interesting.
And they're at the keep, and then he says there's like a toad, like a human toad. They're bullywugs is essentially what they are, but he's
I was just saying they're bullywugs.
He says their wizard, their shaman is named Parblex, and he's really cruel, and he's the evil one. But Born Gray and Parblex seem to be friends or helpful, although Snapjud does say that Born Gray seems to have selected some of his kin, the lizardfolk, to be his personal guard. So he's kind of like, he doesn't like us, but he likes us. It's a weird dichotomy between everything.
But he doesn't like the toad people more than anything.
No, so in terms of like who he hates most, he hates the Snapjohn, the lizardfolk hate the bullywugs more. But they'd be happy if both factions went away.
Okay. And what does he know about the, where they were getting all the stuff, how they relate to, what is his name at the place?
So he can confirm for you. I'll say you guys kind of sit down. You guys will be able to take a long rest here.
Bogluck.
So he doesn't know anything specific about Bogluck. He doesn't recognize the name, but Snapjaw can confirm for you guys that the cultists the two things would happen at this campsite. Either cultists or like treasure and loot that was taken comes here. It comes from the roadhouse, and then it's taken from here to the castle. The cultists, again, the dragon kneelers is what he calls them. They go to the keep and then they just disappear. He says they go into the dungeon.
Disappear into the keep or just vanish?
They go into the keep and they go into the dungeon and disappear. They don't come back. He doesn't know why.
Cool.
It sounds like that's a stronghold for them.
I mean, it's a fair assessment. I mean, he tells you like he doesn't know math or numbers. But I mean, he looks at the canoes and says all canoes can be filled and more with my people. So I mean, there's at least 30.
I wonder if his people would fight for us or with us if we killed the frog people.
He tells you if you guys are going to kill the frog people, he will fight he might be able to convince his kin to fight, but he's not sure. He tells you that his kin are believe they're being punished by their what do you call them?
Their god, or their like god figure, kind of, in a sense.
No,
Or...
so he says that they're the ruler of the swamp, of the mire would be a good way to put it. If you want to know more about it, make a persuasion check, Vistan.
Okay. I want to know too.
Sure.
You don't speak his language.
Yeah, you don't speak his language, so Vistan can roll.
Persuasion, you said?
Yeah.
23.
Okay.
Nice.
That's a +7 plus proficiency in persuasion for you, baby.
So you guys have been sitting around talking for maybe an hour or two. I'll say you guys have been having food and meals. Like he hasn't necessarily warmed up to you. He's still kind of skittish, but he definitely is not going to run away, and he seems to be talking to you openly. But through his description, you can tell he's talking about a dragon, a black dragon by descriptions.
Oh, that's not okay.
He says that they are the ruler of the
That
swamp,
is not good.
of the mire, I should say. It's the mire of dead men.
Ooh, yeah, that's not good.
Is that the same one that attacked us at that one keep?
No, that was a
No.
blue
No, it was a
dragon.
blue
No.
dragon.
No.
Um,
No, plus black
he-
dragons are a lot worse.
So Snapjaw does explain that the keep where these cultists and everything go, the dragon's not there. He doesn't live there. He lives somewhere else. But his people worship the dragon, and they feel like they've done something wrong, and they're being punished, which is why the bullywugs are bossing them around. In a simple nutshell, he explains that the lizard folk, their leader, was killed by Parblex, and then afterwards they haven't found a new leader yet, and they're just it's kind of like being in a daze. They're just kind of going through the motions, but they feel like they're being punished by their god, or the ruler of the mire.
Hmm.
It means somebody else will need to rule.
I'm not going after a black dragon. That's a bad idea.
But he doesn't live there.
No.
He doesn't live where the keep is. No. And Snapjaw
I
will
think we
lead you to
should
the
go.
keep if you want.
Can he describe how big this keep is?
He kind of looks around and he says, "Bigger than this, the camp that you're at." He doesn't really know how to describe it.
Yeah. Take it there's a lot of people from his description.
Yeah, I would go ahead and make an intelligence check for me, JJ.
Okay. Where is it?
Intelligence. It's at the top.
There we go. Sorry, I'm like looking
It's
at all the
okay.
descriptions. 16.
Okay, so, well, you may not be able to understand the language, and Vistan and Taltek are translating. You get the impression that whatever this keep castle is, it's pretty big, but there's also a lot of people or a lot of creatures here in the surrounding areas. But with Snapjaw guiding you, you probably can avoid a fight for most of it. He does explain more or less that the dragon kneelers, so the cultists, are like, they do show up on occasion. Like if you just kind of went in and said, "Hey, we're cultists, we're here," they could guide you in, or he could guide you in. You would have a better chance than just guns blazing.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty much not uncommon for cultists to show up.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. Well, if he's willing to show us how to get there, a guide in the swamp would not be a bad idea. Would absolutely be a good idea. Is there like a back entrance? Is there a side gate? Is there anything like that?
Nope.
No, just the main entrance.
Yeah, he says there's no way for you. The way he describes it, he describes there being a moat around the building.
Nice.
Too bad there's not any like trapdoor entrances like the other place.
No, probably not in the mire.
Okay. Well, do we let him just lead the way and take these canoes and keep on keeping on? Are we counting this as a long rest, or are we gonna?
You guys will get a long rest, yes.
Okay, so roughly what time of day are we looking at here?
Well, right now
Evening?
it's like
Late
9:30 at
evening?
night.
Okay, so I say we rest here for the evening and set out first thing tomorrow morning.
Um,
Because wandering through the swamp in the dark is probably not the best idea, even with
no.
a guide.
Probably not.
Do we have clothing still on us? We still got clothing, don't we?
I mean, I'm wearing
Viston's
clothes.
armor looks like dragon armor.
No, I meant for to make us look like cultists. Kind of like before.
I don't know. Did you guys?
I remember grabbing at least one set. I believe two of us had one set.
Why would it?
Or
Well, so I don't know what you guys have in your inventory. If you guys are picking that stuff up, you need to make sure you add it to your inventory.
I know I did not.
no,
don't.
you didn't, because you got picked up and you got
I got
caught.
got.
Yeah, I'm looking
Wait,
at.
do I have it? Wait. Trying to remember.
I'm going back to what I wrote down. If it all else fails, maybe he can get us a set.
I have returned.
Welcome back.
Well, do we? I mean, I can ask him if he thinks he could score us some,
Clothing.
some cloaks and some way to disguise ourselves so we can sneak in the front gates.
He seems confused by the concept of disguising yourselves. Like, he's just like, I guide you. You be fine. You with Snapjaw.
Okay, so I guess if we're with him, we just walk in the front door and it'll be fine. What's the worst that could happen?
What is the worst?
Don't we still have the cloak and mask
Yeah.
from all the way back at the beginning?
You
'Cause
missed
we
it,
could do that.
Viston, But here's what my comment to that is. I have no idea what you have in your inventory. I'm not responsible for you guys keeping track of your inventory. If you guys pick up things like that, you need to make sure you put it in your inventory so you don't forget.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I know we had one cloak and a mask.
If it's not in
That
your
we used.
inventory, you don't have it.
It doesn't
That's
exist.
the answer.
Trance.
Yeah, I know I don't have them
Nope.
No.
because what I had got.
And Viston, just for reminder, your armor is from one of the cultists anyways, so it's very dragon-esque motif.
I was just thinking for, tall tech. Because I know when we were at the camp, we used a cloak and a mask from a
we didn't
cultist.
save it,
Lothartan.
so
Yeah.
I didn't.
Only we had.
I didn't put it in my inventory, so.
Yeah, if only we had. Well, carrying on.
All right, so we're hanging out for the evening. Hang out here for tonight,
Do a long rest.
and then set out first thing in the morning.
Works for me.
All right.
Did you want to ask any questions, Scar? You've been remarkably quiet through all of this.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Well, then everyone go ahead and mark off a long rest.
Yay.
Yay.
It'll be good to help him with his kill the frog people.
Kill all the frogs.
That's good because I used a lot of things that fight.
You did.
And maybe you can have some frog legs for dinner.
Okay. Well then, morning comes around. You guys don't really take a like you guys take watch, but Snapjaw doesn't go anywhere. He hangs out. He's seems to be excited or happy that you guys are here and going to help him in that sense for it. But otherwise, you guys collect yourselves, get in the canoes, and head on off.
And row your boat.
Row your boat gently through the mire.
Ooh, yeah, that's probably not a good time. Probably smells funny.
Yeah, I mean it's damp.
It's a
and
mire.
It's muggy. There's mosquitoes and bugs everywhere.
Gross.
Yeah.
It's just they're everywhere.
Could be worse.
Could be worse, yeah.
Have a bunch of owlbears that show up.
There are definitely no owlbears here. Nope. No owlbears whatsoever in this part. They live in the forest.
Are you sure?
I am positive they live in the forest and the fields and
Okay.
hills, not in the
Yeah.
swamps. So you guys are
Are we
There
gonna have to
way
worry?
worse things that live in the swamps.
Yeah, like hags.
Yeah, especially that black dragon.
I mean, I will tell you, there are no hags. A hag and a black dragon would not get along well.
No.
They would not. Yeah, so the worst thing you could possibly face is the black dragon, so let's hope you don't go that far. Okay. So, with Snapjaw guiding you, you guys take 2 of the canoes. And I want one person, doesn't matter who. Go ahead and roll a d10 for me here.
All right, I got it. 1d10 coming up. 7.
Okay. Funny enough,
Oh, great.
Oh no.
no, it's not a bad thing. I don't know why this is on the table. It's kind of weird, but okay. So the random encounter table. Did you guys travel after about 3 or 4 hours? So it's getting close to noon. Snapjaw kind of makes some motions, like for you guys to stop and kind of stop canoeing. And after a moment, you guys stop and are like, "Okay, what the heck?" And he goes, "My people coming." That's what he shouts or says back to Viston and Taltech. And sure enough, after a moment, there's about 12 lizard folk that come in canoes, kind of your direction. They see you, and they see like Snapjaw kind of stands at the front of the canoe and waves to them, and they kind of slowly pull up. They stay about 20 feet away, and they start up a conversation. And essentially, the conversation goes on for maybe a couple of minutes, where it's Snapjaw saying, "Hey, these are dragon kneelers. I'm bringing them to the keep." One of the canoes kind of is like seems suspicious of that, but and comes a little bit closer up to you guys. And Snapjaw leans forward, and I want Viston and Teltak both, or actually, who's in the canoe with Snapjaw?
I guess I will be.
Okay. I mean, one other person, potentially.
Sure, why not?
Okay. So you two both make a perception check to see if you hear it.
Perception. Y'all hear it. 16.
11.
Okay. So Viston, you're in the back of the canoe. You don't hear it, but Taltek, you do. You hear as the other canoe gets closer. You hear Snapjaw kind of lower his voice a little bit, and he seems to be on more friendly terms with this whoever the person is leading this one. And he points back at you guys, and he says that you guys are like, what does he say? You are heroes of his people, and he says that they're your great warriors, and they've come to destroy the cult of the dragon. Is what he tells them. A couple of the lizard folk on the wagon, I keep saying wagon, in the canoe, kind of look to each other, and you can hear one of them kind of laughs for a moment. It's like this throaty, like hissing noise that you're not sure it's a laugh until you see him kind of shake his chest, kind of shaking. And he responds with, "Mighty heroes, mighty warriors." Ah. Let me roll a charisma check for it. They kind of laugh and they say they don't believe him, and then they canoe their way by, and you guys pass them. But no fight happens.
Oof.
Well, that was lucky.
He rolled a 7. He had to beat a 10, and he didn't convince them you were mighty heroes or great warriors.
Way to go.
I mean, it happens. It's what happens.
That's what happens when you look like a lizard.
Yeah. Okay.
You kind of do too.
I
You
look
do.
like a dragon.
You look like a humanoid dragon. It's a big
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
Y'all are scaly anyway. Not that it's saying much, especially with, the cloak I'm wearing. Makes me all
so true.
scaly.
All right. Well, so the rest of the day happens without any problems. You travel for about another 2 hours, and he leads you up to like the embankment. All of you go to make a perception check. You have to beat a 5. It's not very hard to make.
Oh,
to see.
good. I'm plus
Hmm.
5. 19.
13.
Oh, shit.
9.
Wait, perception, right?
7.
Perception, yes.
Yeah.
You roll. Okay, so everybody sees it. But as you guys are kind of going through the mire, like you do start to see a structure in the distance over the treetops start to get a little bit closer. I'll see if I can find a picture they have for it for the kind of the coming up view. This is kind of what it looks like as you guys approach. As the tree line disappears, you see a castle.
With an observatory.
Yes, with an observatory at the top. But that is what you guys approach.
Does it look that dilapidated?
It does, yes.
It's a swamp castle.
It is a swamp
Hey,
castle.
this is cool. I got an ad of a book, How to Not Get Eaten by Owlbears.
That is a good book to have. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, crazy.
So he Snapshot leads you to a dock area, like not really a dock, but it's kind of just where there are other canoes sloped up onto the like out of the mire, out of the water, and you all disembark. And boom, new map. You see,
New map.
that's where you
I
are.
like maps. Good. I need map.
Ooh, that's a big map. That's not scaled right.
It's very big. Each square is 20 feet.
Okay.
Also, it's got grids. Yay!
I'm going to be on the corner, so at the square.
Yeah, totally fine.
Oh, there we are. Okay. It looks like a weird Pokemon shape.
It is kind of a weird Pokemon shape.
With a dick. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So, all right, there you go.
Do I notice anything about the castle?
It's a castle. That's about it.
Yeah, okay.
Are there guards on the exterior? Is anyone outside?
Oh, there are. You're really far away still. You're like 200 feet away.
Okay.
I mean, let's see. So, yeah, you are from the front of it, 200 feet away from the front. If you wanted to see like the farthest tower in the far right top corner is 500 feet away. The next tower in the top left is almost 400 feet. Like you can't see anything. You know there are people around and creatures, but you're not sure. to the south of you, there is like a pen. He tells you that it's a animal stockade. So they keep giant lizards over there. And then to the north, where all the huts are, he says that those are where the bullywugs live.
Okay.
Does that include the king one? Or
No.
is he get to stay inside because he's a piece of shit?
He says that he usually stays inside.
Too good for his own people.
He has no idea.
All right, Snapjaw, lead the way.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys just gonna kind of follow his lead?
For now.
Okay. So he leads you all the way up the swamp. So you guys kind of go past the. I'm trying to do things at once. Past the huts to the north, or to the west, technically. And as you guys are approaching the entrance to the first opening for the castle, you can see that there's these kind of long houses that you walk by. They're made from reeds bound to long, thick bundles and bent and upside down U-shaped ribs. The spaces between the ribs are lattices and thatched with more reeds. Each longhouse has a single woven door at the center, and you can see that there are lizard folk kind of wandering about in and out of them, but they don't really pay you too much attention. With Snapjaw leading you, a couple of them stop, and he just kind of goes dragon kneelers, and they just nod and keep walking.
Mm-hmm.
But he does lead you to the main gate. Let's see. Here, rearrange yourselves how you want to. Snapjaw's just in the lead.
I gotta zoom all the way in. Holy crap.
Yeah, I know, right?
Snapjaw's in the lead.
He is in the lead. He is leading you guys. So he does, as you guys approach, he goes, many bullywugs here. They guard the door for it. So let me remove the fog of war for that. That's way too small. Holy crap, that's the smallest fog of war removal. Kind of an angle.
That staircase up or staircase down?
It is up. And reveal.
Giant toad.
There's a giant toad and a bunch of bullywugs in there.
Oh,
Is that his
boy.
their leader?
No, that is not their leader.
No,
it's just
it's
a giant,
giant
toad.
Is he hungry right now?
You never know. So as Snapjaw approaches, all the bullywugs kind of turn and look to him. These three right here, they kind of move to intercept you guys. And you double check the language. I think they don't speak the same language.
They
at
speak
all.
bullywug.
Yeah. So they start doing like Snapjaw and the bullywugs start doing like hand gestures, and you can see the bullywugs are trying to communicate with him. And he's talking in Draconic of like, friends, they dragon kneelers, and so the two races are not getting, like, it's lost in translation essentially.
Perfect. Checks
Well,
out.
I mean, do you guys want
Even
are you guys going to do anything aggressive? Are you guys going to do anything at all? What is your goal here?
I think aggressive might not be the way to go.
Aggressive is definitely not the way to
in
go.
their armor, correct?
So what was the question about armor?
That Viston has the armor, right?
Mm-hmm.
If
Yeah.
he gestures to maybe Viston's armor, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that. Sure. I mean, you could like tap him on the shoulder and have them point to Viston, and he kind of gets what you're going for, and he nods. And,
Yeah.
Viston and Taltek, you hear him in Draconic, and he go, Dragon Kneeler, see, right here. He one of them. And he does say some words in like a broken common as well. and he does say dragon worshiper, them dragon worship, and the bullywugs kind of turn to each other and seem to start talking, like in their croaks, before they kind of nod to each other. And one in the front kind of walks up to you, Viston, and he kind of looks you up and down. He's a giant toad person. He's about 5 feet tall, big bulbous like a bullfrog mouth, like huge lips, eyes on the sides of his head, kind of like a frog. And he just kind of looks at you and then looks over the armor, nods for a moment, and then looks at Snapjaw and says something in Bullywug, and then pushes Snapjaw down into the ground and seems to croak laugh before walking away. And they just kind of leave you alone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could kill them all.
We can do that once we get there later.
Later, Toltec.
Okay.
I mean, yes, we probably could kill them, maybe all, but we have that giant toad that's gonna notice.
I mean, I do have Fireball. I could kill everyone.
Just gather them up and fireball.
Right.
Along with chromatic orbs, with
Yeah.
all three of us, we'll probably be fine.
So I'll go ahead and reach down and pick up Snapjaw and put him back on his feet.
That's the size of a fireball right there.
Yeah.
I will kill everyone.
Yeah, you just burn them all.
Everyone will die.
Okay, so you pick up Snapjaw, and he kind of brushes himself off and kind of hisses. Like the reaction you can tell is, one, he's annoyed, but he's also like, you've never really dealt with lizard folk before, but the way he hisses, you get the impression he's like, it's kind of like flipping somebody off.
Well, at least they don't have the same language.
Probably good.
Well, let's keep going, I guess.
Keep going.
Yep.
Okay. So the room you're in, or this part, is called Barbican. I've never heard of it before, but essentially it's a defensive position, and
defensive fortification.
Yeah, the path up, which I'm gonna erase so you guys can see it in just a second. If I can click the right buttons, is a like a rampway. So it's just open to the air for it. The building you're like going through, there's a roof and a ceiling to it. Let me do this the easy way. Point. So this is open to the air, to the sky, right here. And this area is not. There's a second floor to this part. For the design of it, you get the impression that if anybody was standing on the second floor, they could shoot down into the hallway up here. And it's a ramp, so it goes up. It's a causeway. So anybody in the rest of the castle could shoot down into the causeway if somebody was trying to siege the castle.
How high is the ceiling in here?
For the building you're in right now?
Yeah.
Let me see. I don't think they gave us height to it, but
So I guess my question is better phrased. How high is it from the base of the ramp, say, here, to the top of the second floor?
So I would say probably 20 feet, maybe.
Okay.
Yes, I would say with the roof that's there, so maybe, yeah. Let's say that unless stated otherwise in the description they give me, all ceilings are 12 feet tall. So we'll round it to 10. So that gives you about 20 feet up, where they could look over and throw something down or shoot off for you.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else? Or are you guys just gonna continue onward?
I would say continue onward,
Continuing onward. Okay. I'll put you
lizard
guys
boy.
there. Let's move you guys over there. You guys want to arrange yourselves as you do.
Mean frog people.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm trying to do...
Well, I figured you didn't want to be at the front, Scar.
Huh?
I figured you didn't want to be out in front.
Probably not.
I mean, it's the best place for our ranged DPS, but you know.
I mean,
sometimes
I do have dragon's breath, so I mean,
Hey, so do I.
Sometimes you just
Yeah.
want to be in front
same.
to make things go boom.
I just want to light things on fire. Is that bad?
No,
Okay.
I wholeheartedly approve of lighting things on fire. Actually,
Good.
Very nice. Okay, so let me do this room.
I approve of making things either crispy or bleed.
Oh man, there was some. Oh, I was playing zombies the other day, and I was trying to get a perk done for a weapon. And one of the triumphs you get for lighting things on fire is called Extra Crispy.
Nice.
Which game was that?
It's Call of Duty Black Ops.
Call of Duty.
With zombies.
Black
Oh,
Ops?
okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
Pretty
like
fun.
that game a lot.
The zombies one, then you have to use the
At least I wasn't there.
incendiary grenades. You use those, and if you get 25 kills, it calls it Extra Crispy.
Yeah.
I started playing Path of Exile 2 today. And,
Okay. What's your class? I'm a monk.
Sorcerer.
Nice.
Sorceress. Yeah, I went fire and lightning, and so I shoot my lightning through the fire and catches everything on fire while it electrocutes them.
Pretty
Which is
cool.
amazing.
It's awesome.
Yeah, my Path of Exile 1 is Sorceress, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll move you guys right up behind him. Okay, so the next room you walk into, so this is the outer ward, is what it's called. The ground here was once hard-packed earth, but you can see it's been turned into kind of mud from all of the bullywugs. As you walk in, you can see that there are 4 bullywugs kind of wandering about, going about their duty, their whatever they're doing, kind of just meandering. There is 1 lizard folk that is kind of seems to be walking from one room to the next, and the bullywugs that are there that have noticed him are just kind of croaking out something. You're not sure of the language.
Bullywug.
Insults.
Yeah. Insults, jibes, catcalling, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to call it. But
So
as soon as you guys enter in, all the bullywugs stop and look right at Snapjaw and the rest of you.
Okay, so I probably should have done this earlier. How much do I know about bullywugs?
I mean, how much do you want to know, or what are you trying to find
I
out?
know a lot about, I know enough about bullywugs to
How much does
know
his
how they
character
communicate.
know, though?
But yeah, how much does my character know about bullywugs?
Well, what are you trying to know or learn?
Well, I know, for example, how bullywugs can communicate over large distances with their croaking noises, so it would be very easy for them to call for assistance. Even in a vast, faraway distance, they can still croak for assistance and be heard from a long ways away.
So are you looking to, like, what is your intention? Are you looking to potentially...
Well, if we're going to
eliminate
eventually eliminate all these bullywugs, we have to eliminate them quickly. So, can I inform the rest of the group as to how these bullywugs communicate with each other over large distances and how we would have to eliminate them very quickly in order to achieve surprise without being mobbed?
I would say make a... Make a history check for me here.
Ooh.
Learn that on your travels.
6.
Oh.
You're not familiar enough with them, but go ahead and make...
I know they're frog people.
Yeah, you know they're frog people. You've heard of them, but you've never seen them until now. But
Okay.
go ahead and make a wisdom check for me here.
A
Just a straight
wisdom
wisdom check.
That's not a whole lot better. 8.
No. You're like you're looking around and you're like, there's a lot of these guys. Like, there's a lot. You're not sure at the moment, but you're like, if we attack them now, based on how defense this place is, there's probably some kind of alarm system somewhere. You're not sure how that would function, whether it be
Someone's
a
pulling the
horn,
fire alarm.
Yeah, you're not sure if there's a horn, a drum, a bell, if it's them
Frog.
themselves
Could you
doing it.
imagine them having bells around them?
I mean, you never know. One of
That
the
would be
towers could
funny.
have a bell. You never know.
Taffy
Yeah.
has a bell.
Yeah, that is true. Taffy does have a bell.
Yeah. So sounds like you're not sure how they would alert somebody, but you're pretty confident in that if a fight breaks out, there's going to be some kind of alarm system. You know
Okay.
that
I'd like to slit all their throats at once, but I don't think we can
much.
do that without.
That'd be rude.
Like I said, I can light
I'd
them
be
on
okay
fire.
with that.
You can light them on fire for sure.
That would be
Okay. Um,
I did put a picture of a bullywug in the Discord chat, by the way, if you guys wanted to see it.
Yep, literally a frog person. Yep.
It looks like oh, it's an old children's book.
So,
Oh, where it's like Mr. Toad and Mr.
Yeah.
Frog or whatever.
Mr.
Mhm.
Toad's Wild Ride. So, okay, so Snapjaw, do you think you could get us reinforcements to take this keep?
You're saying that in Draconic?
Yes.
Are you saying that really loudly or just
Really quiet.
He says that he's not, like, it depends on his people.
He's not confident.
He's not confident about it after that interaction in the swamp earlier. He says he can lead you to where his people are, and we can talk to them more. They're in a barracks. They're in a room nearby.
Okay.
What do you believe would convince them?
He says,
Other than killing their leader.
getting, like, if we fighting and killing the bullywugs are saying that you're going to kill their leader, the shaman guy, Perblax or whatever his name was, like, starting a fight with him and making an effort to kill him will go a long way. Like, if he says if his people see you guys doing that and he's shouting that you guys are on their side, maybe he's only concerned after what happened in the swamp is that they might just turn a blind eye and be like, well, it's not our problem. We're not on their side, so we're not going to help, kind of thing.
Understood. Take us to your people.
Take me to your people.
Take me to your leader.
Indeed.
I was going to say that we should probably at least first figure out where this guy is and also check out where the cult is in the dungeon.
Well, if we can convince them first, we have reinforcements if we need to take this keep by force.
Safety in numbers.
Because if all it takes is for me agreeing to, go over there and give them the head of a frog dude, I will go get the head of a frog dude.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking
So,
about.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if we go and talk to them first, maybe we can convince them, like, hey, look, we're going to make a run on this dude. But, you guys need to rise up and assist us after the fact, and then you can have the whole keep all to yourself.
Okay.
Okay, well, the lizard folk goes in the door, and Snapjaw's like, they're in here, and he leads you
Thank you.
into the room. Apparently, I did forget to put some of the lizard folk in, so I will have to do that later. Oh my gosh, I'm making it worse. I'm putting the freaking
Adding
War.
fog of war.
I am adding instead of subtracting.
We don't need more fog of war. We need less.
You need more.
More.
Kylo Ren style of more.
Oh.
Okay, so he leads you into the first room behind the like you guys follow the other lizard folk that walks in, and the bullywugs kind of all watch you, and they're still croaking or making their noise. But as the door closes behind you, you find yourselves in a forge. There's a large forge that dominates the center of this chamber, which is pleasantly warm thanks to the bed of coals glowing dully in the forge. There are half a dozen lizard folk working around the forge, but they don't seem to be accomplishing very much. Other accoutrements of the blacksmith's trade are scattered throughout the room, and many very poorly made metal items are heaped in a corner. They all kind of turn and look at you as you enter, and Snapjaw kind of nods to them, and they kind of look at him and tilt their head. One of them goes, "Teachers, kneeling dragon kneelers teach us." He says that in broken common.
Sure.
No.
You say that, Viston, and
I'll
he holds out a pair of tongs and what looks to be a crude pointed piece of metal that's glowing red.
Do I know blacksmithing?
I don't know. Do you know blacksmithing?
Do we even get those options to begin with?
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe tools.
I think
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
probably not.
No.
I know mine is map making, which
I
is
think
really
archaeology.
not helpful here.
Where would that be?
And it'd be like tools.
It would be on the left-hand side of your character sheet, third box down, third topic under tools. It should say smithing
archaeologist.
tools.
Oh, I don't have any of that. So yeah,
Navigator's
no.
tools.
Okay. Well, so Viston, they are handing you this pair of tongs.
And you grab the hot end.
With their hold, like the tongs are holding like a crude looking pointed object, and he's like handing you a hammer with it too. Like, teach.
Oh God.
In Draconic, I will talk to them and I'll be like, we are not here to teach you.
Wait, is that door shut?
Yeah, you can close the door behind you guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just thought about that. I was like, I don't know if there's a door
Good
in there
thought.
or not.
Good thought. I like that thought. That was a
Mhm.
good thought. We are here to absolve you of your punishment. We are here to punish the bollywogs.
Make a persuasion check.
Really? 9.
Oh my
Well,
god.
they roll the 1 on their insight
Yes.
to see if they believed you, and they
Thank
kind of
God.
look at Viston, who's now holding this hammer and tongs, and it looks more like a shovel head than anything else, like a spade. And they're pointing Viston. One of them's pointing, like picks up a spear and pointing to the spearhead, and you realize that he's trying to make a spearhead and failing really badly at doing so.
It's a big spear.
Yeah, but they're like, the one is like showing you Viston with the hammer. He's like showing you how to hammer, like if you want to try, to kind of teach him a little bit. You're not really sure yourself what to do, but you could try. But the other 5 that are in the room kind of nod and look at Snapjaw, and they go, "Oh, the ruler of the swamp has brought them to us." And Snapjaw kind of like nods quickly. Yes. So Viston, did you want to try and teach the lizard folk how to smelt blacksmith?
Oh my god.
What kind of check would that be?
It would be a deception check. You will have advantage though.
Oh my God.
Sure.
Okay, roll Roll
Hopefully you can
deception.
at least sharpen it.
Ooh, a 23.
Oh,
23.
God.
Okay. I do need to roll for them to see.
Oh Lord.
They rolled an
and
8.
they all get nat 20s.
No, they have disadvantage on it. So actually, they rolled a 3. So they kind of like the one, like Vastan, you walk over with the hammer and put it on the put it back in the forge, heat up the metal a little bit. You're like, okay, it's a little red, orange. I think that's good. And you kind of pull it out. And you speak in Draconic of like, yeah, so you wait for it to be a color, and then you take the hammer and start hitting it, and you hit it, and there's just sparks going everywhere. It looks amazing. Like, looks like you're doing work, and you're amazing
Looks
at
impressive.
it. And they all just, the one's just nodding, seems really enthusiastic, and he slaps his friend over, and the two of them come over, and they're like, oh, they're kind of just watching. But as you're doing this, like, you're not making it any better. You're probably making it worse. But they don't seem to be taking it in. They're raptured and paying attention, but they're just not comprehending anything with smelting.
Uh,
The
And
others.
what are the rest? what are the rest doing?
Yeah, so the others are kind of like, okay, yeah, we'll do what we believe. So they kind of motion for, like, well, they turn to you, Taltech, since you're speaking in Draconic. And they look at Snapjaw and they go, should talk to others. We go talk to others upstairs. Let them know. And they kind of start guiding you upstairs. And that is actually where we're going to end. We'll pick up there with you going to speak to the rest of the lizard folk.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, my rolls are better next time.
Yeah.
Hopefully your
Mine
rolls
too.
are better next
Oh my
time.
God.
What about me?
Hey, you rolled a 23 on faking it on the blacksmithing.
Yeah.
To be fair, that was
I'm
probably the best
watching.
roll I've had all night.
That is probably the best.
Don't end up, stabbing people or shooting people, but on deception, you got it. Or persuasion.
And I'm not even proficient in deception.
It helps.
Apparently
that,
you are.
It helped that it was a advantage.
Well, it helps
Yeah.
that they
I got-
don't know anything about blacksmithing, so they're just like,
The
okay.
other roll I got was a 6.
Oh my God.
A 6 plus a 4.
It helps sometimes. It helps.
Not gonna lie though, persuasion though. If it ever comes to that, I've got a plus 7.
Same as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great job, guys. You guys avoided all kinds of crazy, potentially bad stuff.
Not
We
burning
could've,
It's like
like-
the meme of the guy
down.
with the 2 buttons.
We honestly could
Yeah,
have
he's
just
like,
like, all this and
got
burn
the-
everything down. So
Can the place be burnt down? Is it like all?
It's a
It's-
castle.
I know,
It's a
but
stone
Castle.
castle, so
It's-
it's
everything
supposed to
in
be-
it burned.
I mean, everything
Not the
will
castle. Everything inside. People. Not us.
To answer the question, JJ, the parts of it are stone, like the outer parts of it. The inside is made of wood and other material. You could burn it, but it's really thick and it's damp. It would be
Yeah.
really hard to light it, like catch it on fire to make it burn down, kind of thing.
It's
the
frog's
very
fault.
difficult.
It's a swamp castle. The odds of being able to burn it to the ground are going to be slim.
Yeah.
It's ruined
Even
by
with magic
frogs.
fire, it'd be
Like
slim.
I said, could have done Fireball Tilly's frog and have frog's legs for dinner. So
Right. Hey, that's still on the table, all right? It is still early.
Yeah.
Yes. There's still much to
Like,
do with the castle. Much
deep
to
fried
do.
frog's legs. So
Those are some
I
big
have,
frog
actually.
eggs or frog legs.
Frog
Very
legs,
big.
They're
I've
they
had
taste
frog
kinda
legs.
like
they're
chicken.
they're awesome actually.
They are. They're actually
Never
pretty good.
had frog legs, so I don't know.
They taste
never
like
had
chicken.
it. Tastes
Yeah,
like
it's kind
chicken.
of no. It
It does.
really not to be fucking all. Yeah, it really is. It tastes like chicken.
Yeah.
Taste like chicken.
He had me try some, and I was really like, I really don't want to, but I tried it, and I was like, oh, it actually tastes like it has the consistency of pretty much chicken.
Okay.
and cooked.
Good to know. Good to know.
So it's not all weird or anything like I'm guessing snails or some crap like that.
Yeah, I've
I'm
never
guessing.
had snails or anything like that.
That's snail.
Never have. I really don't want to.
That's totally
Hey, that's
fine.
fair. To each
I
their
just
own.
think it. I mean,
To each their own, indeed.
most weird foods.